What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. It is episode 11 here, and today we got some stuff to talk about. We're going to preview some games from the upcoming game week in England, and then go over the Super Cup game, go over some other big games around the world, and yeah, that's what's going to go down today. So, speaking about going down, Zlatan tests positive for COVID, That's crazy. The Lion got challenged by Corona. What do you think about this story, Nick?
It's a really fucked up story, man. Fuck COVID. It's ruined this year. It's taken so many lives, and it's just horrible. But luckily, Zlatan, he seems like he's in peak form. He's an athlete. He's in really good health. I'm almost 100% positive he's going to survive it. And nothing can mess with the Lion. Like you said, he's the Lion for a reason. COVID's going to lose. Zlatan's going to be on top. And I can't wait to see him play for AC Milan again because he had 2 goals last week. And I wanted to see him continue the form, but now he's going to have to sit out for a little bit. And I can't wait for him to heal.
Yeah, and I'm confident he's going to survive. I mean, not survive. That's such a stupid thing to say about this. But I'm pretty sure he's going to make it out of this, and he'll be back to form, bagging in the goals like he does. But, no one's more confident than Zlatan himself,
Yeah.
No one's more confident than Zlatan, and can't wait to see him play again. So, UEFA Super Cup ended. Bayern won 2-1 over Sevilla with the Javi Martinez goal in the 104th minute. Bayern can't really be stopped, can they?
No, they can't. They're just winning everything. Last week in the Bundesliga, 8-0 versus Schalke, and they get another trophy here in the Super Cup. They're going to continue winning Bundesliga games. I predict they're going to win the Bundesliga, probably the domestic cup, and maybe even the Champions League again. They just have such a dynasty.
They're just going to do it all over again, huh?
Yeah, they're building a dynasty right in front of our eyes. This is going to be like another dynasty like the BBC Real Madrid or the MSN Barca days, and it's just going to be amazing to watch for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I know. Like, how can you hate Bayern, it's not like they're one of these teams who came out of nowhere with all this money. Cough, cough, Leipzig. But, I don't know how you can hate them, except every other team in fucking Germany. But,
yeah,
they're such a hard team to hate. They're so fun to watch. They do it all right. They do it, they do it in a classy way. They're not over the top with anything physical, or they're not dirty or anything like that. They're just really solid team to watch. I really can't wait to see what they got in the future. And
now they lost
too,
they lost Thiago too, and it doesn't even look like it's making a difference. You just put Kimmich in the CDM spot, Pavard in the right back, and they look like they're fully loaded, even though they lost their playmaker. And we all know how good Thiago is, but for Bayern it doesn't make a difference because they have so much depth. They're so stacked.
Yeah, but they don't even need to make any signings. I think this window or the next window, and they'll be definitely fine for a while.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're gonna look ahead at the England games coming up. The first one we got at the 4:30 game. Brighton at home against Manchester United. I'm still not really expecting much from Man U in this one. I'm expecting a result, hopefully a 0-0 game here, but I don't really expect Manchester to win. If anything, I expect Brighton to win more than Manchester in this one. What do you think?
I think Man United has to win this game. It's a must-win game for Ole, must-win game for the players. Brighton, they have been looking good. Some could say that they got really unlucky versus Chelsea and they should have won that game. But at the end of the day, we're way more talented. We got to step up, kick it into gear, and play like we were at the end of last season. If we show that same form as we finished last season, we're going to dominate the game and beat them. But we just need to step up. I know we lack fitness because everyone started a week before us, but there's no excuse. We got to go now. We have 2 games under our belt, and we got to play good and get this result here.
Yeah, this is a really big game for Ole, because has started the season off too well. We didn't even look that good against Luton until the starters came off the bench and played. But Ole's in some hot water right now. He really needs a good run of form to kind of get on the board's good side and hopefully keep his job for the rest of the season. So yeah, but talking about fitness, everyone knows Man U isn't entirely fit. We know Pogba isn't as fit as he could be. He's not as sharp as he could be. So Who do you start in the midfield for this one? Do you start a fully fit Donny van de Beek, or do you start a low fitness Pogba?
I would go with Donny van de Beek because he's fit. He can play like 70 minutes with no problems. And then again, the talent level between them isn't that much. Of course, Pogba's the better player, but Donny van de Beek can hold his own. He's
Yeah.
skillful. He can create. He can go between the lines. He has good chemistry with Bruno from the looks of it early. And I would just go with the higher fitness player. And I'll put Pogba on as a super sub because no matter how low fitness Pogba's on, he can give us a good 20, 30 minutes of dominance. And I just
Sure.
feel like until Pogba's fully fit, Donny van de Beek should be starting. And Pogba's not fit because right before the season he had COVID and he couldn't train with the team. But we just got to slowly integrate him and not force him. Because if we force him, he might pull up with another injury and that'll be a really bad situation for us.
Yeah, no, we don't really need to lose Pogba for any longer. But yeah, I've been liking what I've seen from Donny van de Beek. He looks insane on ball. Has great ball control. I love having the ball in his feet. You know, it's kind of nice having him because, like, having the ball in his feet besides Bruno, I don't feel much worse. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't feel we're that much like the worse off than having it in Bruno's feet. You know, he's been great going forward. He gets those runs. He's got that vision, and you know I can't wait until we get to a point where we start a fully fit Van de Beek over a fully fit Pogba.
Yeah, that just shows the depth that we need.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. So what's your prediction on this one?
I'm going to go Brighton 1, Manchester United 2.
I got a 2-2 draw on this one.
That would be horrible.
But not feeling too confident in Manchester this week.
Anything but a win would be horrible, but a draw
Yeah,
is definitely I could definitely see that happening.
So the next game at the 7 o'clock is Crystal Palace taking on Everton at home. What you think about this one, bro? Because Crystal Palace looked pretty good against Man U. I mean, as bad as Man U looked, Crystal Palace looked pretty good. And Everton has been dominating with all their new signings, as we kind of expected them to do.
Yeah.
They've been playing pretty good their first couple games here in England. And do you think Crystal Palace has enough to get a result here?
I think they do. Will Zaha, one of the best players in the Prem, in my opinion. He just on Crystal Palace, so people don't really see his talent week in and week out. They look really solid defensively. Their manager, Roy Hudson, plays a really good defensive style. He really closes the midfield and forces you down the wings. And that might hurt Everton because a lot of their play comes from James and Richarlison cutting into the middle and providing for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. But I just feel like Everton on current form, they're playing amazing. I feel like they'll find a way to crack through Crystal Palace. And I just don't feel like Crystal Palace can hold on like they were against Man United, against a hungrier, faster, more aggressive Everton team.
Yeah. So we know that Crystal Palace played Manchester last weekend, and now they're playing Everton this week. You know, that's two pretty hard back-to-back fixtures for them. What do you think this does for their reputation in England if they win against these two clubs in back-to-back weeks?
Yeah, if they win, I definitely can see them finishing in that 9 through 14 place in the table, because Everton and Man United are both considered highly of the season. Man United is considered to be a top 4 team, Everton a top 6 team. And if they go in and beat both of them, especially Man United, they beat us pretty reasonably. Like, I couldn't really complain about anything except the VAR and the penalty.
Yeah.
And if they have the same type of performance and beat Everton with that level of dominance, they're going to be scary. As long as Zaha stays fit, they'll be scary. And I predicted them to finish 13th earlier. And some people I told that, they were like, "You're crazy, Palace is a relegation team." And I'm like, no, they're not. Like, and obviously I've been proved right by them. They're looking really good. And I just see it continuing.
Yeah. I predict this game a 3-1 win in Everton's favor. What about you?
Oof. I'll go 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw, okay. All right, now on to the next game, the one at 9:30. It is West Brom at home taking on Chelsea. You know, but this is a game where Chelsea players could potentially be padding their stats. You know, the West Brom's been leaking a lot of goals, haven't looked that good. No one's really had any high expectations for him this year, as most people had him going back down to the Championship. But I've been seeing some better play from Kai Havertz. From people saying he's a flop to what, getting a hat trick or a brace in that last game.
Got a hat trick.
Yeah, he did see some time to find his foot, and that's what he can do in England, dude. He's just gonna bring you goals and bring you some more creativity in that midfield and up top, and just create the more stuff happen. What do you expect from who do you expect to go off for Chelsea in this game? Kind of like your dark horse.
I wouldn't really call this player a dark horse, but I expect Timo Werner to get a brace for sure. Yeah. Especially because I think Frank Lampard has learned his lesson to not play Havertz on the wing. In the EFL Cup game against Barnsley, I believe, he played him in the number 10 position right behind Tammy Abraham, and he linked up really well with Abraham. He got assist, hat trick. It was perfect for them running Havertz at that cam position, and I feel like that's a lesson learned for Lampard. He got to play him there again. Because if he can link up with Abraham, with, like, no disrespect, but Abraham's not no Timo Werner. Timo Werner is better. And they already have that German connection from playing with Germany. So I just feel like those two will link up good, and they'll be on the stat sheet for sure after that game.
Yeah, no, it would be nice to see Havertz play that cam instead of that right wing position, which is really stupid for him. What's your prediction for this one?
Chelsea 4, West Brom 1.
Yeah, I actually got Chelsea keeping a clean sheet in this one, going 4-0 with this one.
Yeah, I can see that too.
The next game, Spurs versus Newcastle.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. Newcastle, they looked really good the first week. Last weekend, they looked horrible. Spurs scored 5 goals last weekend. Sun scored 4 of them. They're on really hot form. They've been winning their Europa League qualifying games. They're playing really hot. And I just see Spurs continuing to bag the goals, and I can see them shredding Newcastle in this one. What about you?
Yeah, no, I don't see any difference in this one from their last game. I still expect Harry Kane and Son, how many goals are they going to contribute in this one? I'm going to say a total of 3 combined in this one. I don't think Newcastle stands a chance. I think Spurs, if they can keep that back line tight and they don't play with any mistakes, I could definitely see them holding a clean sheet in this one on the weekend. And Spurs, they're going to be playing in the most uniquely named stadium in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, You can't really get any more basic name for a stadium than that. That's like saying, we're going to rename Old Trafford to Manchester United Red Devil Stadium. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. Like, you can't find a better name for the stadium. I'm sorry, I just had to go on a tangent for a second. But, yeah, I don't think Newcastle has any chance in this one. I got Spurs 3-0.
Yeah, same, 3-0. I feel like it'll be easy game for Spurs. Done and dusted by halftime. It'll be like 2-0. Then they'll get a third one in the second half and just end it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one for them. And then on the Sunday, we got Manchester City at home against Leicester. This could be an interesting game.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the better games of the weekend. Leicester, it'll be important to see if Leicester can perform against a bigger team, because usually they're used to dominating the ball and playing their possession. But against Man City, you got to know you're not going to get that ball. I'm really interested to see how players like Harvey Barnes and Ayoze Perez perform against Man City, because they do really well against the lower teams, but once they play the big boys, they don't really look like themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like this game will just see Man City's depth just dominating Leicester, because Man City is such a deep team.
Yeah, it's unmatchable by anyone in the Premier League. It's insane. I like Leicester. I think they're a nice little scrappy team. They know how to keep possession well, as you were saying. I think this is a big game for them. But this is a game to show, that we're not just going to beat these lower table teams, and we're not only going to get results against them. I think this is a big game for them. This is a huge game for them in order to get a result. Do I think they're going to get a result here? I don't think so, but, with Michael Oliver as a ref, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
But, I really want Leicester to get a result out of this one. I just don't think it's going to happen. I got Manchester City winning 3-1.
Yeah, Leicester, they're a good story, good team. They're a cute team. but I just don't feel like they'll bring it Sunday. Man City 4, Leicester 2. Man City's defense isn't the best, especially with Laporte hurt. No one knows if he's going to be fit to play. And if he doesn't play, they'll leak into goals. So, yeah, 4-2 for Man City.
And for the last game, for the last big game in England, we got Liverpool at home against Arsenal. Both teams in immaculate form. Both teams starting the season off pretty good. Maybe Liverpool not looking as strong as they could have against Leeds, but they still look pretty good in that game. Besides giving up those stupid goals that easily could have been reversed. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this game, and you got this down as your game of the week, right?
Yeah, this is for sure the game of the week for me. Two teams battling for the top four. Liverpool battling for the title. It'll be interesting to see how Mikel Arteta suffocates Liverpool's attack. Arsenal's defense isn't that great on paper, so that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. Gabriel is going to play his first game against a real scary opposition. He's going to have to guard Firmino, Mane, Salah cutting in from the wings. It'll be interesting to see how that defense plays.
Yeah, no, I'm really interested to see how Gabriel can perform against the top-level England team, because he's looked pretty good in the games I've seen him in so far this season. He's able to get forward. He's able to get balls. He's able to get shots on goal. He's able to get the ball out of his feet. He's really able to do it all right now. Liverpool, they're just looking really strong. But Arsenal with Willian, I think he's really brought some more life into the squad, which is what he can do for your squad. He just brings in that other fresh wing player who's got the pace, who's got the knowledge to play in England, and he knows the game inside and out. I think this game is going to be closer than most people think. I think a lot of people think Liverpool is going to run away with this one.
Yeah.
But I think this game could it be slated for a draw just because of how well Arsenal's been playing. But I'm going to keep it safe, and I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool, but the game will be 2-1, and then Liverpool will get one on the break in the 85th minute when Arsenal's going all out attack. A big influencer for me in my score prediction is Thiago. He's rumored to be starting because Henderson pulled up with an injury. And Thiago's just going to dictate this game. He's going to have the ball on his feet. He's going to be completing passes, starting attacks.
I really hope he starts.
Yeah, it'll be really fun to watch him make his full debut. Obviously, he played 45 minutes last weekend, but he's slated to play the full 90 this week. And he's just a magician on the ball. And I feel like Salah, Mane, and Firmino, they're going to be feasting with all the chances, and it's going to be their responsibility to score them. And we know that Mane and Salah do have the ability to score him. Firmino needs to step up a little bit. But assuming he does, 3-1 Liverpool, I think that's a fair result.
Yeah. And then on to the rest of Europe. We got the La Liga. Real Madrid at home against Real Betis. Or no. It's Real Betis at home against Real Madrid. This is kind of a big one. Real Madrid really need to knock off the rust in this one and really get these points because these are huge. Real Betis is 2-0 so far in the league. Only got 3 goals in those 2 games, but it is Spain. And Real Madrid had a goalless draw in their first game. They looked a little rusty. That's why this game is going to be a big one for them. Hopefully they can get their form back and get back to competing for the league again. And then for them to repeat as champions, who is the player that Real Madrid need to rely on the most this season to help them repeat as champions?
For me, it's Hazard. Last year he played really bad. He got carried by Benzema and Sergio Ramos in that midfield. But I feel like, especially now that they got rid of James Rodriguez and Bale, they don't really have anyone to rely on the bench. They have Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, but they're both youngsters. You can't really rely on them to be bagging 20, 25 goals. But Hazard, he made the big money move to Real Madrid. He played bad last season, largely due to his injuries. But now that he's healthy, he needs to start kicking some ass. He needs to carry. He needs to help out Benzema with the scoring load. That midfield, they're really solid, but they're not going to score many goals by themselves.
Yeah.
And Hazard, I feel like it's in his hands. He's the one who's going to dictate if Real Madrid's going to win the title again or not.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting game. I got Real Madrid winning. I got them winning 2-0 away to Betis. I think they can knock off the rest. I think they're going to come back strong in this one.
Yeah, I'm going with 2-1 for Real Madrid.
All right, and then on to the next game, also in La Liga. We got Barcelona hosting Villarreal on the 27th. Barcelona. It's really interesting because there's so many ways Barca can line up.
Yeah.
There's so many ways there's so many places they could put people. They could, but they have a bunch of people that they can slot in and out of that midfield. But do you start Fati? Do you not start Fati? You don't know what they're gonna do. So, how do you think they're gonna go in this one?
I think they'll go Ter Stegen in goal, Jordi Alba left back, Piqué and Lenglet center back, Sergio Roberto right back, Busquets, Pjanic, and Frankie de Jong, Coutinho left wing, Griezmann striker, Messi right wing.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I had down for. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer, but that's how they got to line up if they want to win.
Yeah, but Fati could challenge Coutinho because during the preseason friendlies for the Spanish teams, Fati was looking really dangerous. He was scoring goals, creating. But I think not at the season starting and Barca wants to come back and win the league this year, you got to trust Coutinho because Coutinho is the veteran. And then when he slips up, that's when you give Fati the responsibility.
Yeah. I think it's kind of a mistake to start Fati in this one. If they do and they lose, the fans are gonna put that on them for doing that. But you still got to get him involved. I don't think it's ready yet to start him. I think you maybe start him in like the lower cup games, for the Copa del Rey, or whatever. But I don't think you start Fati in this one. You start the strongest team you can. And I don't think he's involved in that strongest team. And how do you expect Messi to perform this year with all this transfer drama going on and him leaving Barca?
I feel like Messi, he'll go try hard because he's a great professional. He's really competitive, and he holds himself to a high standard. Most importantly, him and Ronaldo, they're great friends off the pitch, but both of them, they always want to be considered the best when they retire. And I feel like Messi will go out the season, try to get 30 goals, play his best, try to bring Barca back to the glory land. Even though he got in a fight with the board, he still loves the fans, he still loves the badge, and I expect him to be a true professional and play at his best ability.
I got Barca winning this one 2-1 against Villarreal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1, Barca.
All right, and then the next game we have. Going to be going over to Italy with Inter Milan against Fiorentina. It's going to be in Milan. Inter Milan, they've been looking pretty good. They're a solid squad. They got some good depth. They got a nice little midfield they got going on there. It's going to be their first game of the season, so they might be a little rusty, but you still expect a team of that quality to pull through in this one, right, Nick?
Yeah, for sure. I think Inter Milan, they need to win this game, especially if they want a repeat of last season and where they challenged Juventus to the final day. And they have a really good attack with Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku. They strengthened in defense with the addition of Hakimi. Their midfield's solid. They have one of the best goalkeepers in the world in Handanovic. They got to win this game for sure.
Yeah, and they're going to be taking on one of my favorite players of all time, and Frank Ribéry. Love that man. He should have won a Ballon d'Or. So salty about it.
Yeah, he got robbed.
Then Lukaku in this season, he's known for bagging in those goals. He has his fair share of goals in England with Everton and Manchester United. He's just a natural goal scorer in my opinion. He knows how to get the ball in the net. He might not do it in the flashiest way, but he sure knows how to get that ball in the back of the net. So, in this league season, over under 23 goals for Lukaku.
Ooh, assuming he stays healthy and Inter want to challenge for the title, it's got to be over for me.
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez is more like the playmaking striker alongside him, but Lukaku is looked upon to finish. He takes most of their penalties. He needs to bury them. And I feel, especially now, he's more like used to the Italian style, and it'll be even easier for him than last season. So I feel like over 23 goals should be really achievable for him if he stays healthy.
But yeah, no, I think it's kind of a lunatic thing to take the under on this one, because Lukaku's a big part of this team, as you saw in their run last year in the league and in their run for the Europa League title that they came up short to Sevilla. And, he was a big part of that attack. They really rely on him for those goals, and he's going to really need to bang them in if they're really going to want to get even close to winning this league title this season.
Yeah.
So, my prediction for this one, I don't really watch too much Italian football. I think Inter Milan is the better team. So I'm going to go 3-1 Inter Milan over Fiorentina.
Yeah, I'll match that 3-1 Inter.
All right, and then the last game of the day, we're gonna stay in Italy for this one. Roma taking on Juventus. This is a big game. This is a good matchup. The Roma's at home. You can't. If you like Italian football or just football in general, this is a game you might want to tune into.
Yeah.
Roma did lose their first game though in the season. To Hellas Verona. It doesn't really look too good at all.
That was because they fielded an eligible player.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
But still, it was originally a 0-0 draw.
So yeah, they're fucking stupid on them. But so it was a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, but then they got the loss because the ineligible player.
Okay, yeah, I remember hearing about the ineligible player part. I just fucking forgot. But yeah, no. I think what happened to Roma was low key embarrassing. So I hope they use that as a little bit of momentum in this one. It's just the only question in this matchup is the manager for Juve with Pirlo. He's fucking Gigi Buffon is older than him, which I find is amazing.
Yeah.
So, but do you think Pirlo's brand of soccer will work against the better teams who have that attack and that can kind of suffocate it?
I feel like in Italy it'll work because a lot of Italian teams are defensive and their transition from defense to offense is slow. So I do feel like it'll work in this game and against other Italian teams. I feel like his brand of soccer will be challenged though in the Champions League, especially in the knockout stages when teams do counter fast. But I feel like for now, while he's in Italy in his comfort zone, it'll work.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So we did over/under for Lukaku. Now we're gonna do an over/under for arguably the best player of all time, and Cristiano Ronaldo. They also rely heavily on his goals. I think any team he's on, they rely heavy on him for his goals. He's just also a natural born goal scorer. So, over/under 26 goals this season for Ronaldo. What do you got?
I think that 26 number is really interesting because Pirlo said that Ronaldo's not going to play every game. When they play the lower teams, he'll sit out. But I still think due to this brand of style, super high attack, and all the chances he's going to get, along with the penalties and free kicks he takes, I feel like he will hit the over, but just barely.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking maybe like a 28, 29 mark. But, yeah, it's going to be close to 26 this season. He might not even get it for all fucking we know. But he's going to need to if Juve wants to get another league title. And do you think that's going to happen this season? Or do you think a team like Inter or AC is going to step in?
I think the addition of Pirlo to the staff, it really is exciting the players again. I feel like the players have been bored of winning under the same defensive counter-attacking style. But now that Pirlo is going all out attack, it's energizing them. I feel like they're looking forward to practice. Even Aaron Ramsey said that he's like, this is the most fun he's had since he left Arsenal. And I feel like the additions of Kuloveski, I believe his name is, from Macedonia, and Morata, it's going to give them more depth and forward so they can rest Ronaldo and always have a fully fit Ronaldo to rely on. So I do feel like another league title is definitely in reach for Juventus.
Yeah, no, I really like what Pirlo's doing there. It sounds like he's really trying to refresh and revamp their style of play out there and just try to make them a more entertaining team and more just the more of a threatening team going forward as we're used to getting out of a Juve team. So, in this game, the Roma at home against Juve, well, how do you think it's going to finish?
I'll go with 4-1 Juventus.
4-1 Juventus. All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 3-1 there. I still think they're the way better team, and they're going to show it in this one. And that's all we have today as we recapped all the big games around England and around Europe. We're going to have another long episode this weekend coming out probably the Monday or the Sunday recapping all the games of the weekend and going over the big news, any more transfer news that pops up and everything. So
transfer deadline day is coming up. Stay tuned.
Transfer deadline day is coming up. Might be planning to do something with that. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll talk about it. But thanks for all the support and watching this. It's just fun doing it and getting to talk about a sport I love, and but not being able to play it, but being able to talk about it and watch it's really nice. So thanks for watching and be safe. We'll see you guys on the weekend.
Peace.